Hey guys, Brickspert here today. So, this video, I'm going to show you, if I can get my chair set up properly, how to actually edit your Bricklink store inventory the easy way. Now this is more for larger lists of pieces that you no longer want in your store for whatever reason. So there's two things you need. So I'm using Brickstore here. It's version 2022.4.1, build 663 if that matters. So what we want to do is we want to get our Bricklink store inventory. So this is my store inventory. The second thing we need is our list of parts. Now for me, I have this in a wanted list, which is this one. So I'm going to import. But really all you need is your list of parts that you want to remove from your store. So this is where things get a little bit more involved. So we need to highlight everything. So I just hit Control A there, set comment, put in anything you want. I'm just going to put in the number 1 because it's quick and easy. Now, note that you will also need to make sure all of the pieces on your wanted list are the same condition. So you can just right click and go set condition. Now, so that was step 1. Step 2 is to copy the comment to your store. And the reason I'm using comments is because we all use remarks for our drawer numbers, right? So comments, I mean, you can use remarks, but doing so means it's going to be harder to find the pieces in your store. So I recommend using comments. So what we want to do is go edit, copy values from document. So we want to copy from the list of pieces we want to remove, which in this case is the wanted list. Hopefully this makes sense. Something's happened. Copy values, that next. I clicked finish. So at this stage, the only thing you need to copy is the comment or the remark, whichever you're using. You could use cost if you wanted to, whatever it is. I'm using comment, so we'll do that. Finish. Now, in your store, what you want to do is sort by comment. It didn't work for some reason. Highlight everything. Copy. I think it worked this time, hopefully. It should yeah, here we go. So that's what's supposed to happen. So now everything in this wanted list that I have in my store in the used condition now has this comment in it. So again, you can use any field you want. Doesn't matter. I recommend using comment as it'll make things a lot easier in the future. I'd use marker, but you can't copy that. It's not an option unless I'm blind. So yeah, it's not there. So I recommend using comment. So now that you've got your comment copied over, so you can see the pieces in your store that are on the wanted list, highlight all of those pieces that you want to remove from your store. Again, they'll have the comment there. Simply copy those and add them into a new document. Just for now, just click no to all, and that's because I have that piece in several drawers. That's all that is, or I've added it a few times in the same drawer. Now, so that doesn't matter, just click no to all, because later on we'll be able to go through and pick out which pieces we actually want to remove. So now what we want to do is come here to back to our wanted list, change the condition to new. Now this only applies if you have both new and used pieces in your store. If you only have used, then you only need to do it for used. If you only have new, you only need to do it for new. So now we go back to our store and we repeat those first couple steps. So we've got our remark, and what we're going to do is go edit, copy values again, and again from the list of pieces you want to remove. So again, it'll be the same list as before, not this untitled one, the one that you did the first time. So I recommend saving that. Again, it'll be comment or whichever field you used. Finish, and it should... Oh, I've already made a boo-boo. So before you do any of that, clear the comment of those. And we'll see if it transferred a comment for the new pieces, if I had any. Yes, okay, so this is exactly the same as what we did the first time, it's just the other condition. So new this time, because I did used the first time. And I apologize for all the rambling and stuff. So now we repeat that step, the same thing. So copy all of this, go back to our untitled, paste. You don't want to override, so you click no, and again, no to all. Now, they should all be in there. So now what we can do is order by, or go description, I think, because that should get us, that should make so any pieces that have slight variations will be together. So like this piece, if it has the stud holder or not, they should both be together because it'll be tile round 2x2 and then or tile round 2x2 with stud holder or without stud holder, whatever the description is. Whereas if you do the item ID, it could totally mess that up on you. So now that we've done that, I'm just going to take us, I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to gather my thoughts and figure out the best way to explain what we're going to do next. Alright, so after a few minutes of very careful thinking, what I've done is in here I've added the original quantity and difference in quantity. Now what that lets me do is I could see the original quantity of what I had in my store, or what I still have in my store, the difference, so how many I'm removing from my store, and the new quantity that will be in my store. So how many will be left in my store once I take these pieces out. Now, make sure you sort by item ID, as this will make this process a lot easier, because again, we've got used and new. Again, if you're only doing used pieces or only doing new pieces, you won't have to worry. This will be so much simpler. You won't have to pick which one you want, like new or used. You'll just have the one thing. So for me, I'm going to prioritize used. That's just my personal preference and how I want to do things. If you'd rather pick out your new pieces, go for it. But I'm going to walk you through this next part. So what we want to do is go through this list and delete the pieces that we want left as is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've already sorted by item ID. Again, sorted by item ID, add original quantity and difference quantity, as that will make this process a lot easier. So we go down, so you see difference in quantity is -1, so I'm taking one out of my store. Here it's nothing, so nothing changes in this particular lot. So what we can do is delete that. and now I don't have to worry about it. It's gone. I haven't deleted it from my Bricklink store or anything like that. I've simply just deleted it from this sheet. Nothing's changed as far as my Bricklink store is concerned yet. So now this is where we get to which thing we want to do. Do we want to take out a used piece or a new piece? So for me, I'm choosing used. Now this was a little confusing at first because it's one of each. So what we want to do is look at this difference in quantity. So if it's the exact same piece and the different quantity is exactly the same, we can go ahead and just delete one of these listings if you want to, and this is what I did. I went back to my wanted list, I found that piece, and again, we'll sort this by item ID, so it helps make things easier to follow. So I've only got the one of this 1x4 modified brick with the studs on the side here in my list of pieces I want to remove. And so over here I know, well, I only need one, so I can pick and choose which one I want to remove. So I want to remove the new one, so I'll go ahead and delete that, which will leave me with the used piece that I'm going to remove from my store. Now here, I've only got one of this piece in my store and I need two of them. So the new quantity will be -1, which is something that I'm going to look into right now for you guys. So I'll be back again in a second. Just sorry about this. I'm learning as I go sort of thing. So we'll see. Alright, so from what I could tell, so Bricklink will just delete that lot, which is fine. That's what we want Bricklink to do. Unless you want it to keep the lot as 0, but I haven't played around with that, with that setting thing, so I don't know. But Bricklink will delete this lot when you upload the mass update with a negative number. It'll just delete the lot. So the only thing I can think of doing, right, is to copy this lot into another document. So because on our wanted list we want 2 of these, and in our Bricklink store we only have 1 of them, we're left with -1. So we still need 1, right? So so quantity -1. So if we copy this into another document of what we still need, so if we save this as, we'll call it pieces in store that we still need more of, right? And then the quantity will be negative for these, and that's because we need to find them somewhere, right? If it makes more sense, we can go ahead and change the quantity to 1, because that's how many we need. So we want to get another one of this particular piece, right? So back to here, so we'll keep going down the list. So here's the next piece that we have this 2 of. So all these pieces are fine, just as is, right? There's no 2 or 3 lots of that piece or anything like that. It's just, that's the only listing we have for that piece. And we're taking 1 away. There's 7 left. It's all good, right? So down here we have this lot, used and new. So again, we pick which lot we want to take pieces from, whether it's the new one or the used one. So in that cone piece, if I can find it here somewhere, I've gone past it somehow. Hang on, maybe I'm sorting description versus, okay, so sort that by description. here. So we only want one of that cone. So that's a definite thing. I like to check that. So again, I want to take used pieces out of my store over new. So I'm deleting the new ones where I can. So this one is all, the only thing I have of that is new apparently. That doesn't sound right. So anyways, because I've only got it listed as a new piece, it stays. And this is another one of those ones where we need more than what we have in the store. So we'll paste that in. Again, we need to find 4 more from somewhere. But to make things easy, you can change that, not 14, 4. So we need 1 of those and 4 more of them. So we keep going down the list. So here, this is the same piece. I've obviously got it listed twice in my store, so I have 2 lots of that exact same piece. So we're taking 1 lot from here. This is what Brickstore's done, it's just taking it from the first one. So I'll go ahead and delete this second one, and we'll keep going down these lots. I have 3 of those in my store. I need 3, I'm left with none. So we keep going down. So here, let's groove bottom stud holder. That's interesting. They're not listed together. Done the shift. I should have done another additional sort. So if you hold shift, we do. And now I've just completely broken this. Maybe undo. There. I'm going to leave things alone now. So yeah, we've got these 2. So apparently it hasn't done it exactly how I wanted it to. So when you guys do it, do description and then hold shift and do condition, and that way we don't want to do that. So color and then condition. There we go. So that'll sort it by this to make things very simple. Everything's grouped together. You don't have to worry about anything. So yeah, another way to tell if you don't have it in your store is over here, lot ID. So you see there's no lot ID there, so I don't have those in my store obviously. But I will undo those so that I know where I'm at. So here, this pearl gold thing, and hopefully everything else is pretty fine. I don't understand what it's done. I really don't. But in terms of how it's sorting at the moment. So again, here we've got a used one and a new one. Again, I'm prioritizing used. If I can find it here, so we definitely only need 1. So go ahead and delete the new piece of that. And then here we've got this. So again, it's pretty much the same thing, 1 of those. So again, I want to take 1 used so I can get rid of all these 3 new ones. So obviously I've got 3 lots of that new piece listed in my store, so I'll delete all those unnecessary ones. Here, 2 new, so obviously I've only got this piece as new in my store, so we'll go ahead and delete this one, which we're not taking any pieces out of. And we'll keep going down, down. So here, -1. Copy that and paste it in. Change that to 1 to make things easy later on. We keep going. Right. Okay, so I've got that piece listed twice in my store for some reason. So what I might do is copy these into another document. You won't have to do this. This is just so I can check and make sure that I actually do have these two. I'm pretty sure I would. I think that one is from a set. So over here, we'll keep going. We'll delete that one and keep going down the list. So here, the gold thing. So we're up to here now, so we only need one. So I'll go ahead and delete these two. So that's a used, so I've got two of this in two different drawers as a used lot. So that one is irrelevant here, and I don't want to take new pieces out if I can help it. So I'll delete those two. Here's another negative value piece. Don't override, I'll fix that later. Go down a bit more. So here I've got two lots of this piece listed. They're both new. Delete the one we're not taking any pieces out of. Again here, 1x6 tile, we've got all these extra ones. Delete those. Okay, so we're at the end now, so I'll just keep going. It's been a very long video so far. So again, this piece, we only need one of them, wherever it is. So like here, only need one, so we can delete this one. I think that's right. Again, I'll copy these and so that I can check it later and make sure. So if you have any questions about why I'm checking things later on and stuff, just ask. Okay, so here's that same old, we've got new and used, and this is why you need to make sure that you sort by like color and condition in this scenario as well, holding shift and clicking on them, so that you get all this grouped together, and it makes things so much easier. So we will go ahead and delete these two because they're essentially they are irrelevant. They're not essentially irrelevant, they are irrelevant. And now all of these are just pieces that I straight up do not have in my store because they're negative values. Again, and that's a negative value. The original quantity is a negative value. That's what tells us that. The other giveaway is there's no lot ID. So we'll just go ahead and click, hold, and drag down to the bottom. Go ahead and delete all of that. And now this is what we're left with, all the pieces that are in my store that I need to go and find. So yeah, I'll be back in a second with the next part. Alright, so we're at the last step now. So we want to highlight everything. So this is the update part of this. So we need to update everything. So just have a quick scroll down here to make sure they all have lot IDs. If they don't have a lot ID, you won't be able to update it because it's not already listed in your Bricklink store. And so what we want to do, there's a piece that I missed before. So it's just one of those, I have the same piece both as a new and a used. And what I might do now is go through and sort so that I can make sure. Well, what's going on here? I thought I deleted that one. Maybe things weren't quite as clear as I thought. Maybe it didn't work as well as I thought it did, but I think we're good. So hopefully I've done this right. And I've named this pieces I have in my store just to make things a little bit easier later on. Yeah. So what we need to do is highlight everything. File, export, mass update. That part's important. You want to do a mass update, not a mass upload. And then go to this page. I'll link it below, but I'll actually show you how to get there from the home page. So make sure you sign in. Go to My Store, go to Mass Upload, and then down the bottom here, this one, you want to paste it in, verify file. Now this part's a little bit confusing. So we've got update field, current value, new value. So lot ID and then what's happening or what's being updated. So that lot is going to be deleted. Same with that lot. This lot is a quantity change. So there was 16. The new value would be -1. That's confusing. At first I was like, wait, -1? That's not right. But what it is it's the new value is whatever the current value is -1. And the same goes for all these other negative ones down here, -1s. So here's a -2, so there was 4. The new value will be 4 minus 2, which is 2. So the current minus whatever that is. If I'm not explaining it very well, let me know and I'll do a dedicated video on what this actually is and how it works and why. And try and explain it a little bit better. But what I can do, if I go to the top, 557, so we go, so here, this one, this is that 557. So original quantity, 16. So before updating, there's 16. We're taking one out. So after updating, there'll be 15. Right. Different quantity is that -1. So, yep, that all looks good. Submit. So all that is doing is saying, hey, Bricklink, I want to update these lots because I've added more pieces to them or I've removed pieces from them. And you can update more items or view your store inventory. So there's a little peek at my store inventory and stuff. Although you would have seen that already over here if you're paying attention. So now, the only thing that's left is to go through your store and grab these pieces out. Which I guess is the fun part. Or the fun part is actually getting to use them for whatever the purpose was that you wanted to use them for. So yeah, that'll be fun. Now over here, this is a negative value because our prices haven't been copied over, that's why. So that's a whole nother issue apparently. Maybe I should have thought this through a little bit more in terms of price, and how that might affect things. But again, if you want to see how that works and stuff, just let me know in the comments. So that'll be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, well done. Hopefully this will help you. If you have a mark, you want to use pieces from your Bricklink store or whatever the case is, maybe you've lost an entire container of pieces. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that. Let me know in the comments. If you want to see a tutorial about anything to do with Brickstore or Bricklink or how I store my Lego, anything like that, how I sort, anything like that at all, let me know in the comments. Give it a like if you liked the video, if it helped you out, if you thought it was interesting. Share it with people that might, like to know more about this, or actually just might like the video. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one.